Eagles did it, man. They did it. And now, as much as it pains me as a Bengals fan, but congratulations, Eagles. Fun fact: they ended dreams of two three-peats. First, Tom Brady and the Patriots. Second, Mahomes and the Chiefs. Before I get too ahead of myself, I want to tell you the things I want to talk about. First of all, why did the Eagles deserve to win? Second, how will it impact Mahomes and Kelsey's legacy? Because Kelsey might retire after this game. We will touch upon that. And third, what can the Bengals learn from the Eagles going forward to the next season? So yeah, without further ado, let's begin. First of all, why did the Eagles deserve to win? The answer are very simple. The offense, defense, and the special teams all played their balls out, right? First of all, let me touch on Jalen Hurts. As a Bengals fan, I really like Jalen Hurts. And I think he said in a recent interview that his screensaver still is him going through a tunnel after the Super Bowl loss 2 seasons prior with red and gold confetti falling upon him. So that image is a motivation, right? The motivation to win. And I just finished watching the NFL mic'd up of the Super Bowl, and he said that the last Super Bowl changed his soul.
Last one changed my soul, man.
And if not for Joe Burrow, I wanted Saquon Barkley to win the MVP this year because he made the record of most passing yards, most rushing yards. I'm sorry. And Saquon Barkley was the missing piece in this Eagles offense, which I believe Eagles GM did a good thing. And most people are blaming the Giants for letting Saquon go, which I can understand because the Giants got even worse from last season, and Saquon won a Super Bowl. So yeah, now let's talk about the main MVPs of this season. I know Jalen Hurts won the MVP, but the main MVPs of the Super Bowl were the Eagles defense, and I think they caused like 13 turnovers and like 0% blitz, which was crazy. I think that's the record as well. And Eagles kicker and didn't miss a single kick. So yeah, everything just clicked for them. Now I don't like that the MVP award has become an favorite quarterback award, but I thought this season might be different and Saquon might win it, but Josh Allen is fine as well, I guess. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is that the players' mentality. I already talked about Jalen Hurts' mentality, how losing the previous Super Bowl changed him, changed his role, as he says, and how that impacted him to come and win this game. The second thing I talk about is that this guy was encouraging his teammates by demonstrating to them how great Mahomes is. He said, "You see Mahomes trying to make something out of nothing. That's why we get him sacked." And this was after they sacked him, right? Now, to me, this is a winner mentality because he's trying to encourage his teammates to keep getting on sacks because if they don't, Mahomes is going to do some of his Mahomes magic and bring them back to the game, which fortunately didn't happen. Now, what other things I want to talk about? I think most people are talking about whether Jack Bond will resign his contract or not, which I think he should because he has been an integral part of the defense and why they have been the best defense in the league this season. And towards the end, I can see Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown burning their hatches. And yeah, this was all about Eagles winning. And now, am I happy that Eagles won against the Chiefs? Yes. Which brings me to the second point of this video. What are the impacts it will have on Mahomes and Kelsey? Let me get it off my chest. I don't like the Chiefs at all. As much as I like Mahomes and Kelsey and Chris Jones, I don't like the Chiefs at all. I don't want to do anything with them. I don't like them. And the reason why I don't like them is because the first NFL game I watched was YouTube highlights, Bengals and the Chiefs on the AFC Championship, in which Bengals won and went to the Super Bowl and lost, which we don't have to talk about. But yeah, so Mahomes losing in the Super Bowl was very pleasing to see. I love to see that he getting sacked was just icing on the cake because it reminded me of when Burrow was getting sack after sack during the Super Bowl, and deep down I realized that I wanted Mahomes to feel that pain as well, which he did in this game. So which was pleasant to see as well. Enough bitching about Chiefs. I want to talk about what happened in the game because as I said, I really like Mahomes. Now, I don't see Mahomes as being someone who gives up easily, but because after their third sack, he and Hollywood Brown were sitting down and they were discussing, like, and Mahomes was telling something like, "We'll be back." Now, to me, that seems like giving up. And I don't think Mahomes was the type of guy to give up, right? And which he didn't. Then they scored like 22 points, but that's beyond the point drama because they lost. So, yeah, And I thought that even after the 24-0 deficit, the Mahomes and the Chiefs could come back from 24 to make it 24 even, because in his first Super Bowl, when he was just 24, he had a brilliant play of 115 that won them the Super Bowl. And it was his first Super Bowl, and he made such a brilliant play. And now he has like three other Super Bowls under his belt, and I thought that he could make some magical plays again to come back from the deficit. Now coming to Travis Kelsey, I watched a little portion of the New York podcast, and he essentially talked about that playing 3 seasons straight post seasons had a lot of wear and tear on his body, because he's getting older, right? He's like 37, 38 now, and that wear and tear carried to him to the Super Bowl. But I can see his point, right? Because and he also talked about whether he will come back or not, and he's yet to decide upon it. And I want Kelsey to return. Now I know a lot of people don't like Kelsey primarily due to Taylor Swift, and we also saw her getting booed at the Super Bowl, which was pretty funny. One more thing, Chris Jones. Chris Jones is a proper leader, right? He was like during the ending 2 minutes of the game, he was motivating guys. Is that we can learn from this, we can build from this, and that's the mark of a leader, which every team needs. Just like the Bengals, because the Bengals need leaders other than Burrow and Jamar Chase. Now coming to the third and final part of this video is that what can Bengals learn from this Eagles win? First of all, everybody knows that the reason why Burrow didn't win an MVP, which I'm still salty about, is because of the Bengals defense. I know they fired all four main defensive coaches from the team and hired Al Goldin. Now I really like that guy because he's rough, rugged, right? And we all know how a rough, rugged coach can do to a team. The prime example being Bill Belichick. Now he has some serious accolades under his name. He was the defensive coach in the Notre Dame, which was the best defense in the nation, if I'm not mistaken. And I really like that guy. I was his interview with Cincinnati Bengals talk, which you should follow if you like Bengals. He talked to the host, and I like the way he talks. He's very calm, cautious on what to speak, and I think the Bengals needed that. Now firing the previous defensive coaches comes with a big risk because the previous defensive coordinator took you to the Super Bowl, took you to the AFC Championship twice. And if another team gives that defensive coach a contract, which they might give, because he doesn't have a bad resume under his name, and that team, if beat the Bengals in a playoff game, which would be hilarious coming from a Bengals fan. I think the Bengals are ready to take that risk. Now, other thing I wanted to talk about, the Burrow and Jama had some brilliant games this season. They too carried the Bengals season. Now the contract situation, the Jamar and T Higgins situation. I think Burrow said in a recent interview that he is willing to adjust his contract to keep both Jamar and T Higgins in the team, and I think which the front office will think about. And I think they should do that because lowering a little bit of your salary can increase the cap size by a huge amount. You'll be surprised by how many amount. I think Burrow also said that keeping superstars is the way to win, because the Eagles have a lot of superstars on the team and they won. For example, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, and all the others. I think the Bengals should do that. Like they should keep their superstars and they should sign new ones. Make a chance for the Super Bowl next year, because I'm really getting tired of the Bengals not making to the Super Bowl. So yeah, this was my thoughts of the Super Bowl. What are yours? Let me know in the comments. And if you haven't, please like the video and subscribe. I am currently on 9 subscribers, and let's see if you can make it to 10. So yeah, talk to you later. Bye bye.